everybody. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to deal with emotional stacking. So when we're young, most of us feel like timeless, but at some point, inevitably, something traumatic shakes us up. Maybe we don't get that dream job after interviewing for it 3 rounds, or a relationship that we've been in since college goes belly up. Good friends move away, grandparents pass away, or we suffer other permanent losses. So with each event, it feels like we lose just a small chip of our confidence and joy. But we're still young, ambitious, and resilient, so we pull ourselves up and life goes on. Maybe we find another job, or get another degree. We can bury ourselves with work and friends and get married and have kids and truly live a successful and privileged life. But since life tends to pile on, if we don't process each one of those losses or failures, and most importantly, their accompanying emotions correctly, soon we may look up and we won't even recognize the person we've become. After all, a lot of happy children become bitter adults, and hopeful young adults can turn into fearful and really skeptical middle-aged women and men. And that ambition that once fueled you with gusto can become or start feeling like a prison. And this is especially prevalent among young professionals and like lawyers. So the good news is we can, start the process of emotionally unstacking from these past events. Just like you peel away the layers of an onion, it could be a slow and sometimes a little bit tearful event. We can little by little peel at this onion, and the results will be worth it. So in the spirit of the new year and the new decade, let's come up with a plan to emotionally unstack you. I'm going to share with you a few of my personal tips of how I have emotionally unstacked from my past disappointments and pain. And hopefully we can, slowly but surely turn back the hands of time. So let's pause right now and come up with a plan. Step 1, the final hookup. Write down everything. Things that have happened to you that have caused you heartache and pain, things that maybe you've done that you're ashamed of and you continue feeling guilt and regret about. Write them all down and let's think about them one by one. Is there any way you can look at these events differently? Would you be the person you are today if you had not gone through that experience? Did you draw the right conclusions from these events? For example, if you suffered the rejection, did you internalize it as, well, maybe one door closed for me, so I can look elsewhere and find a better fit? Or did you internalize it as, something is wrong with me? I always suffer setbacks. I could never get ahead. So let's visit each experience. If you like, write it out in a journal, as many pages as you can. What it felt like, what you did, how you draw conclusions about it, how can you think about it differently now so you can grow from it and contribute to your own life and others. So write it all out and because you got to make it good. This is the final hookup, remember, right? So you can sit down with it in one sitting as long as you want, but since it's the final hookup, you have to think about it fully and deeply. Step 2, the breakup. Now that you've processed things one last good time, maybe cried about it one last time, maybe forgiven yourself and others one last time, it is time to let it go. So if you wrote them down, maybe burn it, in an environmentally safe and friendly way, or shred it into 100 pieces. You've been holding on to this pile of emotions for so long, so make it good. This has to be done, because if you stay buried under the stack, you will miss out living your life full of joy and fulfillment like you deserve, like the little child in you has always deserved. Step 3, the no contact rule. Just like some ex-boyfriends and or girlfriends, past events, emotions and insecurities also tend to pop back up, especially when you last expected. So as soon as you catch yourself, remind yourself that you had a final breakup and this one was really it. And push yourself, shift your focus into something else. Maybe put on some music and dance, call a friend, start reading a book, but have a plan. Come up with a plan right now that how will you prevent yourself from revisiting these old events when you have actually decided to let it go. It is a new year and also a new decade, so it is time to let the past go so you can truly start moving back towards living and not just a successful but also a fulfilled life. Step 4, ask for help. Sometimes we just can't emotionally unstack on our own. Just like a deep wound may require medical attention or maybe even surgery, if you realize that you're still, no matter how hard you're trying, you're still really buried under the weight of the stack of emotions, invest in yourself by seeking help. Maybe you want to go the traditional route of getting psychotherapy or try life coaching, maybe learn how to meditate or at least start reading some books or medical journals on psychological journals on how to emotionally unstack yourself from the events that have shaped you until this time. This doesn't make you weaker. It actually makes you stronger and wiser. Maybe you can emotionally unstack on your own, but you want to do it faster by seeking external help. You are worth the investment. After all, your quality of life depends on it. I hope this was helpful. Until we meet again, happy holidays and stay well. And if you haven't already done so, give us a Christmas gift. Just hit the button below and subscribe to our channel.